Hi there, my name is Yvette LaFleur with Healing with Yvette, and what I have here for you is a collective crystal divination. And what that means is instead of using cards or runes, I use crystals and read them for messaging. And as I said, this is for the collective, which means that not everything will resonate for everyone. I do offer individual sessions. If you would like your own crystal divination, it can be a recording like this one, or we can do it through Zoom or in person where you get to interact and ask questions as we go. So every area on the grid is about a different area of life, and every crystal has many, many meanings. So depending on where it falls, is how I discern the meaning, and then I also listen to my intuition because each area, excuse me, is about different, like I said, different portions of life, but it can have many things that it identifies with, and I'll share that as we go. So let's get started. This is for June 2023, a collective message, and we'll start over here with the self, area number 1. And here we have carnelian and we have garnet and hornsblende. And what these two crystals are telling you, carnelian is talking about it is time for you to take a leap forward, and carnelian offers courage. So I encourage you, if you don't already have crystals, to start utilizing crystals as your silent supporters. You can carry them in your pocket, you can carry them in your bra, which I call your brocket, an amulet, or wear jewelry, or put it in your work area, your home area, whatever. But carnelian is great for courage. And so what this is saying is for those of you that it applies to, that this month is about the courage to leap forward. So there's some changes coming, and it's time for your self-esteem to take action. So there might be an area in your life that you've been holding back on, thinking that you couldn't, you shouldn't, all of that talk in the background, and your reading this month is saying it is time to step forward. And garnet and hornsblende is this one right here, and it's just peeking over into that area. So I'll say that garnet and hornsblende is about releasing your inhibitions to move forward and releasing the outworn patterns that hold you back. So it is time. It is time. Summer we're into that summer season right around the corner, mid-month, and it is time for you to blossom and move forward. So down here, area number 3 is about communication, and we have sodalite, which is not fully in there, but it's in there enough. And sodalite is about, and sodalite supports the throat chakra, which is communication, right? And this is about speaking your heart's desire. So is it time for you to move forward into your heart's desire? Have you been holding yourself back, thinking that you need to stay where you are to manage the everyday stuff when you're really not listening to your heart? You're not allowing what is truly in there to be spoken. Sodalite is saying it's time to speak and communicate your heart's desire. And sodalite is also very good at helping you in truth telling. So that brings me into this area here, area 4, which is your family of origin. And you'll see that sodalite is there. We also have red aventurine, and we have septarian. So those are the 3 crystals in your family of origin. And so sodalite is also about releasing old mental conditioning. Bottom line is we all have mental conditioning from our childhood, from the rules, the regulations, the things that were said, the way that things weren't said, the actions, the reactions. We all have it, okay? And it is time for you to release that, and that's what sodalite is telling you. And it may be that it's time for you to separate those old patterns of what you've been told in order for you to move forward, because those things that as well-meaning as our families were, oftentimes things get stuck for us and we step into those roles and those things that were said to us, and we hold on to them, and it keeps us from moving forward. Now, red aventurine is about calming your anger and irritation, and septarian is about using your power within, self-confidence, and personal work. So when I put all of these together, so again, the sodalite, I really feel that the outworn patterns have to do with you moving forward. But there's also a way that, you know, because red aventurine is around calming anger and irritation, for those of you that this applies to, it is time for you to address the tell your truth, speak your truth about those angers and irritations. You do not need to speak them to the people that you feel anger or irritated with. You can speak it and release it to your higher power. You can really, share it with a friend. You can journal it, but speak it, allow it to be released. And this Septarian is telling you that this is part of your personal work. So releasing these things, releasing the anger, the irritation, the things that are holding you back is part of your personal work. And these are things that happened with your family of origin. Again, we all have it. We all chose our families for the lessons. And so now it's time to leave some of those lessons behind so you can move forward. Over here, this area 5. So this is when I said every area can have multiple issues or areas that it addresses. Area 5 is fun, pleasure, children, or environment. And this is where my intuition comes into play when I do a reading for anybody. What I got, the hit that I got, was this is about the environment for you. And by environment, I mean, like, what's the environment that you're creating in the life that you live? So pyrite inspires universal energies to activate. So how are you connecting to universal energies? Are you somebody who meditates and connects to spirit? Do you utilize animals? Do you utilize nature? Are you utilizing some kind of spiritual group? Like, how are you connecting to that universal energy? Are you using energy healing? Are you using Reiki? Is there something else that you're using? Pyrite is saying, make sure that you're doing that. Connect to that universal energy. And the chrysoprase that's here, I just love chrysoprase. It's such a pretty color, is about connecting with nature. So for those of you who are not yet connecting with nature in some way, shape, or form, this is the time to do it. Now, that does not mean that you have to, go hike a mountain. It can simply mean that you sit outside in the morning drinking your tea or your coffee or nothing at all, and you're just allowing the sounds to be with you. Maybe you go out and you observe the moon during its cycles during the month. Or maybe you go for a walk in the woods, or you just allow yourself to walk barefoot on the ground, connecting with nature. And that is allowing, with the pyrite, that's allowing that universal energy to activate. So this is telling the environment, you're being encouraged to connect more with nature than you have in the past. I will say chrysoprase is also a crystal that says have compassion when things aren't easy. So maybe looking around your environment for the things that you're seeing that maybe rub you the wrong way, and it's time to expand your capacity for compassion for others. That is the truth. That's a collective need. Okay, area 6 is this is an area that covers several things: health, service, work, and habits. And here, my feeling was that it was for service, which is interesting because this chrysoprase, right, was about having compassion when things aren't easy. And green aventurine in the area of service is about helping overcome a feeling of lack through service. When we do for others, we really get clear about how abundant our lives are. And so you're being encouraged to volunteer in some way, give service in some way. And because this is going to give you prosperity and feelings of well-being. Prosperity isn't always in the form of money, okay? This area here, area 7, is about one-on-one relationships, marriage, partnerships, and this is amethyst and dragon bloodstone. And amethyst is telling you to work from a place of deep integrity and accept your personal power in your relationships. You know, that's where doing your personal work comes into play, right? When you do your personal work and you can come from your true, authentic self, then you are coming from a place of personal power. And when you can be your true, authentic self in a relationship, it allows for an authentic relationship. The dragon bloodstone is telling you that everything is in divine timing. So if you are currently not in the relationship you want to be in, know that it's about the timing. It's about the divine timing. It'll all come to you when the time is meant to be. And it's dragon bloodstone is also telling you to be in the present moment. So authenticity, be in the present moment in your relationships rather than in the past about how things were, in the future, you know, thinking about all the things that could be. Instead, be present in your relationships, be authentic in your relationships. And here we have, in the middle, we have outcome. And the chalcopyrite, garnet in hornsblende, excuse me, losing my words here, septarian, and then we have dragon's bloodstone. So I'm going to start with the chalcopyrite, and this is this message. So much of this message this month is about moving forward, but chalcopyrite is about connecting your past to your present life challenges. So that's where, you know, we talked a little bit about this in the family stuff. Like, what is it that you need to let go of in order to move forward? What lessons do you have from the past that you can say, oh, I know about this because I've worked on this before, or I've done this before, or look how far I have come, and where are you going? So chalcopyrite says, connect the past to your present life challenges so that you can actually see how far you've come and take those lessons to move you further. The garnet and the hornsblende is again helping you with those outworn patterns. So what from the past is still showing up that it is time to peel that layer away. It's one of the things that I work on when I do energy healing with people is stuff comes up for the next layer to be healed and released. Do not think that just because you've worked on something that, oh gosh, oh that's great, I don't have to work on this again. There is a good chance that it will come up again, but it is time to peel away the outworn patterns. Garnet and hornsblende also is about having the courage to do that, because it takes courage. It takes courage to do that. And septarian is to let go and be open to change and use your power within. So all of these, and dragon's bloodstone is divine timing. So this is about, you know, putting in that work, looking at the lessons from the past that you can look at right now that can help you move forward, but allowing yourself to let go of those things so that you can be open to what is next. So you'll notice that I did not, tiger's eye, labradorite, and smoky quartz did not get read. That's because they fell outside of the grid. And the way I do my channeled messages or my crystal divination is we start off with 22 crystals, and you choose 9 that are not going to be part of our reading, and the rest get thrown. And so whether we do it distance and I throw them with the intention that it's the reading for you, or we do it in person and you do the throwing, that's how it happens. And I will tell you that they fall where they're supposed to. They fall where they're supposed to. Sometimes there's only 3 that fall on the grid, and sometimes all of them show up. So it's where it needs to be. I thank you. I hope that this reading gives you some guidance. That's what the crystal divination is designed to do, is to give you some guidance for your steps forward. All right, everybody, have a great June.